Okay. Well, this is the live stream, Tuesday night, 7:30 p.m. Dutch time. When you are here, you are welcome on the streaming. I give these streamings every Tuesday night, 7:30, and they're free. They're a way where you can connect, and it's a way where you can interact, ask questions, and you can also communicate or connect in the live chat next to the streaming. If you want to talk with me live, you can also do it here, but you have to do this by using Skype, and you need a Skype address, Skype ID, but that's very simple. As you may hear, I have a sore throat. I'm having a little bit flu-ish kind of situation, so it will pass, but I have this now. And yeah, tonight I will be speaking about attention, and the attention or the longing for attention, and what this attention symbolizes, and what it can do for you if you have this very strong focus. Because I think one of the main huge reasons why people suffer, why people fail to love themselves and accept themselves, is because we have this immense focus to be loved by others. And our behavior, our actions, our ideas are mostly focused on the lack and not on the what is here. But you can totally learn to recondition yourself in this, and to change your mindset, and to start to see that you are loved, and that you can, once you start to see this, you can much easier love yourself. And so the attention goes inwards instead of outwards, where it's usually going to. When there's anything happening during the stream, if there's something strange happening, let me know. You can write this in the chat or on Skype, and then I can see if I can do anything about it. Hello, Albert. And you can, like I said, you can ask questions. You can also join a closed Skype group, which is a live talk next Friday from 8 p.m. to 9 p.m, the 17th. This also works by using Skype, and we do this in a small group, maximum 4 people. And then you can just, if you feel, oh, this is a bit scary, I don't want to do this just out here on the World Wide Web internet highway, you can do this in a closed group. Also, if you want just to talk with me one-on-one, that's also possible, and you can go to my website, which is below all the videos that I have made so far, and you can just contact me, and we can find a moment, an hour to do this. So the attention that you might want, that you might long for, where does it go out to? What is your biggest longing? I want this attention from this person. I want it from my father. I want it from my partner, or I want it from a teacher, or whatever. do you already realize where is the biggest trigger for you? Where is the biggest thing, the energy that takes you away from where you are, what you are experiencing? I think it's very beautiful, and it's very good to realize what is going on within you and where your attention goes out to, because whatever it is that your attention goes out to, it says everything about you and not about anybody else. It's not a limitation. It's a language, and maybe this language is not always clear to you. Maybe it's not so evident to you. So you can learn to read this language that you have unconsciously. And when you start to realize what it actually is that you're longing for, like I used to really long to be loved by my father mostly, also loved by my mom, but mostly by my father. And so a lot of my behavior was focused on getting attention from my father in many ways, like trying to please, but also in a negative way. So I would behave in certain ways that I would get negative attention, like I would be confronting, I would be rebellion, and then I wouldn't get the attention that I truly longed for, which was to be loved, but at least I would get negative attention, which also felt like, I'm being seen, I'm being heard. So we all find ways to survive in our process of truly getting to know ourselves. And that in my case, it happened that I was many times longing to be loved by my father, but then later also by men, and to focus on getting the love of men and the attention. And through relationships, I learned that it's not about getting the love of a partner or from somebody else, which can be really beautiful. But it showed me actually that the thing or the attention, the love that I was seeking for was having nothing to do with that other person. It was only about me. I wanted to be loved. I wanted to love myself. I didn't love that part, that man figure, my father, symbolized a different energy, maybe a contrast to my energy, my feminine energy, that was more natural to me. But I also needed that other part, that more linear energy. But many times I was rebelling against the linear energy and the mental energy. So it was because I was within myself rebelling against it. It was very hard for me to accept it. And I was projecting this out to my environment, to other men, or to my father, which was the first trigger, the first story that happened. So once you start to see this, and maybe you do see this, maybe you don't, it's very, very good to bring back the energy to where it actually, where your first imprint happened. Start to see, why is it that I long attention in this shape, the shape that you long for it now. It might change over time. Maybe it was first you longed attention of a teacher, but actually it's not about the teacher. Actually, that symbolizes some hierarchic figure, and that figure symbolizes again your grandfather or your father or somebody that took care of you when you were younger. It's very, very good to analyze this. Gosh. Why doesn't this work? Huh. I don't know what happened, but I can't really seem to make this work. uh, okay, so I'm getting very... It's not going well with my throat. Hi, Hype Musker. Well, if there's anyone, I don't think it's going to be very long streaming because my voice is not well. If you have specific questions, you can write them to my email address, which is below the videos. And this is it. I'm not really looking for your attention. It's not that. It's just I have a kind of a fluish situation. Also a fluid situation, but mostly flu. So when I look at my relationships now, and but especially in the past, I always felt that even though I was at that time was completely in the middle of them, I always felt that I had the ability to learn a lot from relationships, from being with someone or also in a friendship, to get to know myself better, or to get to know myself truly, but because we feel like we are alone in this many times. We struggle and we feel that it's hard to open up and to really share our inner fears, our struggles, our anxieties, and our true desires, our deepest desires. So doing these live streams and doing the other connecting live talks and one-on-one sessions are here for you to feel that you are seen, that you are heard, and that you are not alone in this, because we are all in this together. Me, you, everyone. And so it's a way to connect and to share, and so that you can grow and to really get to know yourself truly. And by getting to know yourself truly, you can trust life easier. You can surrender to the things that are happening in your life, whether they're challenging, whether they're difficult. You can surrender to them easier, accept them better. And there are many ways to do this. And I'm sharing these ways here, but it's much easier for me to help you, to coach you, to guide you in this one-on-one. So because I need to know your story, I need to know parts of the situation now, and also the way you're conditioned. And yes, it is possible to feel lighter then, once you go first through the confrontation of how is the situation, how do you feel, and what is actually going on. Because usually the way we feel now is not related to what's actually going on in this very moment. It's mostly related to old patterns, old trauma, old imprinted ideas in your mind. And it's time for you now, and for everyone, to realize that you are here and that you are an adult, and that you are able to take responsibility, and to see that instead of seeking for something out there that's an illusion, start to see that you can look inside of yourself and seek there, look there, reflect on what's going on there within you. I've done my part. I am still doing my part. I think reflecting on your life, how you feel, what's going on, is essential. I do this naturally. It's part of my nature. But on the other hand, we're all human beings, that we are all able to self-reflect. When you are willing to learn, and when you're willing to also learn how this works. And so you can remember that you are a creator, and that you are able to look objectively to what you truly are. And that's a huge strength that is not separating us, but it's a very different quality, and a very beautiful quality that other animals don't have. They cannot self-reflect. They are just as we are, but the self-reflection part is this human being quality. And so fostering this skill, learning to let this skill grow and develop, is a never-ending skill. It has nothing to do with our true nature, what is truly our nature, because that doesn't learn, that doesn't have to grow, that just is. But we as personalities, with habits, with conditionings, with our characters, all is all is ever changing and ever growing and ever processing, like our bodies, like our bloodstream, like all the cells in our body, like all the amino acids in our body. Yeah, well, it seems I can I managed to continue the streaming. If you want more information about what I'm doing, you can look at this on my website. It's Lee Hogenberg at leehogenberg.nl. When you turn attention-seeking, that usually goes outwards. When you turn it inwards, it can feel like a very frustrated energy, like this, like an energy that's all the time, like a flame that's one needs the oxygen to grow and to go up and like an ever-growing flame outwards, maybe towards the sun or something like that. But when you turn it inwards, when you turn it in the attention-seeking inwards, it's kind of can feel like burning inside. It can feel like it cannot go anywhere. The attention and the longing energy can feel like frustration, stuckness, or irritation. But actually, it's because when you do this, when you practice this, when you exercise turning attention seeking inwards, you start to reprogram yourself, reprogram your patterns, reprogram your conditioning and your addictive patterns in a way. And that can feel like dying, burning away of, I'm not going to look for it anymore outwards. I'm just going to try to maybe see and experience what happens when I turn it around. And then maybe you don't even know what's going on. Maybe you don't find anything. Maybe you don't feel anything. So that can bring up lots of sensations and frustrating energies. But when you stay true to this, and when you decide for yourself, I want to start to trust myself. I truly long to trust myself, whatever that means. Then there starts to become a different communication with yourself. The relation with yourself, not with the others where you want attention from, but the relation with yourself. Because that relation is the most important one. There is no other relation really. That, of course, we interact with lots of things and environments, people, animals, nature. But the only true relationship there is with yourself that appears in the rest. I noticed that there are more subscribers, and of course that's really wonderful. If in case that these people that have subscribed recently also feel the value of what I'm doing. The thing is that even though there are more and more subscribers, what I find, what I notice is that I miss the interaction with people about their personal lives. I'm a very involved person. I like to interact and to involve and also reflect with others about what's going on. I do this on the live stream from where I am in that moment and what's coming up. But I really would love it if there would be more people that would like to interact. Of course, it's good to just listen and to reflect, but also you truly can change your situation, and you can do that by also acting and reflecting on life, on your life. And apart from that, it can help you, it can also help and inspire others, just as much as I do that by myself in the situations that I experience, insights that I have or that have come to me. Sometimes lately also I really feel like I don't know where this is going to go. I don't know if I feel like if there's not going to be more interaction. I don't know if I'm going to continue with the live streaming like this, because it's just too much one way, and even though it's of value, it's just not what I want. It's not what inspires me and what brings me fulfillment. I don't like to just go and only send. I want also to receive and be able to interact on this and to be able to help others, because I'm very good at it. I know I do this and I help people and I give people a more sense of stability in their lives, more balance based on self-love, and the ability to see the magic in life and to regain or feel the trust within. So, yeah, I mean, I'm not saying that there have been a time before where I said I'm going to quit this. I don't immediately feel like I want to quit this, because I think it's too beautiful and too valuable. But it's an invitation to all of you who watch this now and or later, that you express yourself, that you show yourself, and that sometimes takes courage. It takes courage, and the only thing that can happen is that you are going to benefit from it. You are going to feel a release. You can experience more connection with yourself and others. So that's really up to you, what it is that you want. If you know what you want. Maybe you don't know what you want, but then that's also maybe easier to find out if you share your insecurity that you don't know what it is that you want. I mean, I have had a long period that I didn't know what I wanted. I was just at the grace of life, and that was also beautiful, but it was also sometimes a struggle because I didn't have really a direction. I was just glad to be alive and grateful to be alive. But sometimes things change, and they always do. And then you can start to feel the sense of, okay, but I want to be able to feel this recognition in connection with someone else. And that's what this is for. And it's a great value for this. So if you want my attention, and now is the moment. And then I will tell you that the attention that you really want from me is about you. And you can give this to yourself. You can learn to turn this around. It's just a decision. You can make this decision right now. You can start to decide for yourself. Yeah. Do I want attention? Yeah, I want attention. Do I want to be loved? Yes, I want to be loved. Do I think that I will find this in something, in a situation, in something, a fantasy, or in a relationship, or in a beautiful place that you want to live? Yes, if you realize that is going on for you, then now is the moment to start to see, okay, that's all right. I can have all these ideas, and I can have all these longings, desires that are maybe not realistic. But you can then turn it around and start to see, okay, I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know what's going to come next. Who knows? Nobody does. We're all at the grace of life. But then at least start to realize, okay, but I'm here. I'm here now. And I can relate to what is here. What is here? What do I see? Where am I seated? How do I feel? And to keep it really close to yourself, and not to be busy with your environment, or blame your environment, or say that your situation is making it impossible to do this. No, it's always possible. Wherever you are, you can always self-reflect and decide, I want this now, for me, truly for me, and give this to yourself. Give this intense, deep longing, this deep desire for somebody else's attention, somebody else's love. Give it to you. Give it only to you. Be compassionate with yourself, with the things that you are taught to do, that you have adapted to, that you have copied, but that is not necessarily yours. And that because you copied it, it makes you struggle. It's an idea that you might not need anymore. And so be compassionate with it. You don't have to feel guilt or shame or neglect yourself and your true longings and your true needs. But you can only discover these true longings and true needs when you start to self-reflect and turn this attention-seeking inwards. Okay, I didn't say it all. I will continue next week, but I feel that this is going to be it for tonight. So if you want to connect, you can do this through writing me an email. You can find this below all the videos. Next Friday, the 17th of January, there will be a live group talk from 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. If you wish to join this group talk, send a message to me also on my email address, and then I'll make sure you get a link for Skype. And then next week there's another live streaming. Thank you for being here, and see you soon, and have a really beautiful week.